Hello, and once again, we are live on the Modern Mystery School UK and EU podcast and YouTube channel. Yes, it's that time again. We have the lovely Aleks online. And guess what we're going to be talking about today? Something quite fascinating, actually. Astrology and Kabbalah. Now, not a natural thing that maybe most people might think about, but actually, tell us why. What is the significance between the Kabbalah and astrology? Tell us.
Well, this is something that many people don't know. So, in the Modern Mystery School, we study the Hermetic arts and sciences. And so we study the teachings of Hermes Trismegistus. And there are what are known as four Hermetic arts or four Hermetic sciences. And so they are alchemy, astrology, Kabbalah, and ritual magic. And so within each of them is all of them. So within alchemy is astrology, Kabbalah, ritual magic. Within astrology is Kabbalah, alchemy, and ritual magic, and so on and so forth. And so when we study one, we are also being acquainted and connected and beginning to build a relationship with the other Hermetic arts. Now, of course, each of them is their own unique art with its own purpose, but they interweave. Just like the elements interweave, earth, water, air, and fire, the four Hermetic arts and sciences also interweave. And so when you study one, studying others complements your knowledge in that Hermetic art.
Aren't we so lucky to have this at our fingertips? Aren't we so, my goodness, because I think everybody, well, I don't think I've ever met anybody that hasn't said, oh, I've read my horoscopes or I've done something to do with astrology. And then here we are understanding that this is going to lead us, and we're meeting these other arts as well within it. So we know in Kabbalah a little bit that we know that the planets are featured, throughout the tree. Can you give us a little bit more information as to how an initiate, because most of the people are going to be, watching this are initiates.
Yeah,
How is this going to enhance their lives?
absolutely. So let's just give a very brief definition of Kabbalah because it is so many things,
Yes.
but we can summarize it as the study of the divine essence of God, which is the divine essence of humans, right? And so we have this glyph, this tree of life, and we have these 10 spheres on the tree of life, and they have what are called their correspondences. And so some of those correspondences are planetary, zodiacal. Some of them correspond to archangels, essential oils, crystals, you name it. Kabbalah is incredibly magical. And so when we look at the planetary correspondence, what is so important about Kabbalah, especially for me as an astrologer, is that we have a relationship with all planets. So in astrology, some people have an array of planetary and zodiacal energies, and some people are very concentrated. It's kind of like there's one or two planets that are the dominant, and they're really good with that, and that's pretty much it, right? But as godly beings, as God, we have a relationship with all of the planets. And what I particularly love about Kabbalah is that during this ascension process, we have a chance to alchemically purify and build relationships with those divine aspects of God, which the planets represent. And we have a chance to begin embodying and embracing those godly qualities in our life as well. Because our personal birth chart, our astrology, the energies that we've brought in with us can lead us to areas of strength, but we need all areas. If we're going to be God, we need strength, we need that nobility, we need that purity in all areas. And so the mystery school system of Kabbalah, facilitates this alchemical, purifying, strengthening process that helps you step into your godliness.
Isn't that wonderful?
It's one of the most beautiful things that there is. As an astrologer, I recommend that everyone take Kabbalah because we need all aspects of godliness in our life.
Well, as you might know, we're actually about to embark on our journey, the tree to ascend in the tree on Saturdays. Now, for those of you watching on replay, sorry, but and it's really fascinating because we're going to be doing Kabbalah and Kabbalah for Kabbalists, but it's for actually only it's application only. So it's not for everybody. And I really am excited already at this the prospect of entering into this tree, and I just that has just highlighted another aspect of how deep we can go into knowing ourselves and learning more about our relationships with the galaxy and these galactic energies as well.
Absolutely. One of the things that I always tell people about their astrology chart, your birth chart, each and every one of us had this vision of God. And that vision of God, our first glimpse of God, the enamorment that we had facilitated part of our purpose. We call that part of the monad in the mystery school teachings. And from that vision of God, we developed a purpose. And before we came, we developed a recipe. I like to call it a recipe. And we needed to add ingredients into the recipe. And so the planets are the ingredients in your recipe. So your chart is your personal recipe of the qualities, the skills, the abilities, that you brought to the forefront of the recipe. When you're trying to make bread, you need a lot of flour. When part of your purpose involves being a warrior, then you bring in a lot of Mars energy, right? But because we are godly beings, we have those divine connections to the other planets as well. And so Kabbalah is important because we are not complete. We are not perfect the way we are. Thank you, Sovereign Ipsissimus Dave. We actually need to build stronger connections so that we can grow in our godliness. As initiates, when we journey up the tree of life, yes, we are purifying aspects of the negative ego that block godly expression. But then there are parts of ourselves that perhaps we haven't been aware of, that we haven't recognized as strengths or beauty or potency or power. And so Kabbalah also unveils those hidden aspects of godliness and of strength so that you can embrace those and have more joy in your life as well.
Well, I don't know if anybody out there doesn't want to sign up now. That's it. It's done. I mean, as initiates, we have this amazing tool of Kabbalah, and I think that was just a beautiful way of helping us understand that aspect. I mean, from the astrology perspective, and I mean, obviously, we could go way, 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 way deeper, but I mean, that is just beautiful. Thank you so much for explaining that another way that we can learn about ourselves as God.
And the most beautiful part about this is that, we're all magicians here. And so as we purify our relationships with these planets, then their ability to work in our lives, not just in terms of our personal skill set, but our ability to call upon these forces to assist us is also greatly enhanced. And so this is one of the reasons why I really, really love this alchemical journey, in the Universal Hermetic Ray Kabbalah, because it strengthens who you are, it brings out your godliness, but it also purifies your ability to wield these forces. Because sometimes we don't have them within. Sometimes we need a little bit of, heavenly intervention, so to speak. But because we have a stronger, more pure relationship with it, we can bring those forces in and have them act as forces of good in our lives and help us with manifestation, help us in our service, help us in our healing and our growth.
Well, we're going to be super excited for all those that are starting, their first ascension, this weekend, and then we have Kabbalah for Kabbalists right after. So we've got double the treat this weekend here in London, UK, and I know it's offered around the world. I know California are just about to start, and please check the calendar, the INT calendar, see if you're eligible. You will have to be an initiate, of course, and then in some areas you might need to also be an LAP or a ritual master, depending on which area you go to. So please check it out, talk to your guide, and see what's possible.
And I am wishing everyone in the UK a purifying, healing, and godly journey.
Oh, thank you, Al. Thank you so much. And we're going to see you again in a few weeks.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Thank you. Bye.